we have batsmen who can bat 2 days.
So I expected maybe we should be one step ahead of the opposition.
We saw Washington Sundar was done the same in the second test, straight away went to the playing 11. Do you think the same will happen at the Wankhede Stadium? World Test Championship fight still is there. We have to win 3 games for now at Australia, and we have to win the third test at Wankhede Stadium.
So to see what will be your team combination? Will you go with 3 seamers, or will you go with 2 spinners, 3 seamers, or 3 spinners, 2 seamers? Because
has not been a good start. What are your expectations, and what different can you expect from the Indian head coach? In the beginning of the second test preview, we said India are trailing in a test match for the third time at home in the recent past. Now we have to change it and say India have lost a home test series after 12 years. We're not used to this, but we'll cope up with this. We'll fight back harder. The World Test Championship reign is not yet over. I have 5 people with me because everybody is excited to have this say on what happened in the last couple of weeks for Team India. Starting with Rohan. Rohan, what has happened? And when we talk about the first loss, the second loss in both the matches, was it bad performance or was it just a bad day in the office in the test series versus New Zealand?
More of a reality check, I feel, Pritam. I think it was waiting to happen. We were getting bailed out by the lower order runs that we used to get from Ash, Akshar, Jattu and co, etc. And the opposition could not get over that opportunities they had. But this time, there was no such things, and it hit us hard. Injuries and the toss factor, all those things also went against us. But end of the day, maybe we are not good enough, let's be honest. And Kiwis were smart, and they made use of the whatever chances they got. So I think it's a reality check. A few people have to look within themselves and start getting a little more up their game is what I feel, because the BGT is coming soon, and the Wankhede test is also equally important, as you said, for the WTC points. But still a long way to go. It's a cycle. I think it's high time the rebuilding phase begins now after this cycle ends.
Absolutely. We said about the transition phase as well, just like Jihan mentioned in the previous test. But talk us through, Deepu, when we talk about the 2 series losses we have had, the 2 test matches, I want to ask you a little bit about the decisions by our captain. We have seen Rohit Sharma, such a wonderful leader, a fighter from the front. Has that been lacking in this test series? Because in the first test, it was a brain fade moment, which he, in front of the press conference, admitted that it was a bad decision to elect to bat first. Similarly, I would love to go to the second innings of Pune as well, when they had 100 runs lead and we had to attack to get them to a below par total as well. But it was a little bit of defensive-minded captaincy, in my opinion, against the spinners. What are your opinions when it comes to the leadership of Rohit Sharma? What has been in this series?
I think he has been a little bit subdued, to be honest, and this is not the very first time that we have been seeing this. I guess in the England series too, in the first test at Hyderabad, he was quite defensive, where Pope scored a brilliant 196. And in this innings too, I think, yes, they had that 100-run lead, but at least we should have attacked. So I believe it's important that, he is brave. What we have seen Rohit Sharma in the white ball format, particularly in the one-dayers and the T20s. So I think we were just not brave enough, the term that we have been hearing for a long period of time. So yeah, these were a few decisions, and obviously his personal form too. What just Rohan mentioned, that the top order hasn't been scoring runs. So yeah, it's the captaincy as well as the batting that that Sharma failed very miserably.
Absolutely. And adding to this point about the leadership, Jihan, what are your thoughts when it comes to in the post-match press conference after losing the series and also in the second test? Rohit Sharma mentioned in Hindi, if I'm not mistaken, that in 12 years you can lose a home test series. It's okay. But a lot of Indian fans who love Virat Kohli, who love MS Dhoni, said that it did not happen in the Virat Kohli reign. It did not happen in the MS Dhoni reign as well. But it started from the MS Dhoni captaincy, but came out to be in Rohit Sharma's as well. Do you think that can be one of the pointers of an excuse as well?
Firstly, you mentioned MS Dhoni fans, Rohit Sharma fans, or Virat Kohli fans. I don't even count them as fans. I term them as glory hunters. I mean, cricket is a squad game, if you remember. I mean, everyone is blamed equally. I mean, today if Team India loses, we say Team India loses. We will not say Virat Kohli lost, or we will not say Rohit Sharma lost. We say Team India has lost. That means everybody has done something which has not been a collective unit performance. So that is what I say. And yeah, I think, see, Rohit, it's obviously the ultimate blame is going to go on Rohit or Gautam Gambhir. And here Rohit has to answer all the questions. And I don't think what he said in that press conference was anything wrong. I mean, 12 years there were no questions raised. I didn't see any questions raised. So it started all back in 2013 to 2024. Now it ended right now, and it had to come someday. It had to come Sunday, and coming against a team who's determined to play good cricket. I will not say they didn't scrape anything or anything. They played some good test cricket. They figured out how to maybe tick mark their boxes and maybe try to solve their puzzles. How to play Ashwin Jadeja on such wickets, how to utilize, how to not get India back into the game. So they utilize it very well, and I think it's full credits to New Zealand, Tom Latham's captaincy, and more than Rohit, I think it is a collective failure over here. I will say, when I did this particular unit, I didn't see that that fire, a spark. What I saw the previous against the Bangladesh series or the series against England, what we played also last year's for the Gavaskar Trophy. That spark was not there. We were not even playing like as if we were playing at home. It was like New Zealand were dominating. So yeah, this is what it is.
As you mentioned about someday or the other, records are meant to be broken and had to be at Pune. But Paji, it has not been a good start for Gautam Gambhir as the coach. We have been used to talking about Ravi Shastri, then Rahul Dravid, lost away the ODI series to Sri Lanka, and now losing a home test series to New Zealand has not been a good start. What are your expectations, and what different can you expect from the Indian head coach?
Actually, I had a lot of expectations from Gautam Gambhir because he's the one. He's the one who has been a part of Indian cricket team, domestic team, and he's been commentating of late as well. So he knows in and out of Indian cricket. So I expected maybe we should be one step ahead of the opposition, which the Kiwis were one step ahead of us. So it's again I'm completely agreement with Rohan and Jain that it was on the cards on previous series. Our lower order was somehow helping us to win the matches and scoring the runs and taking wickets. And we have combination of Akshar, Jaddu, and Ashwin. They were doing the bulk of scoring and taking the wickets. But this series, you will say we have some individual brilliances, like a 100 from Sarfraz, from Rishabh
Yep.
Pant, and one spell of Ashwin and one spell of Sundar. Sundar has been magnificent. And whereas if you see the New Zealand, the difference between New Zealand and other touring nations are they have a good defense, solid defense, and their top four batsmen out of six play spin very well, and you can't count out Mitchell Center also. He also plays spin very well. So they had a proper defense. Rachin Ravindra can use his height as well. They have the attacking game of the sweep and reverse sweep, and the defense as well. So that is where they were able to
Absolutely.
counter Jadeja and Ashwin.
Absolutely, that is true. And that's the reason why in the press conference, Tim Saudi has said this is an example for the other countries to how to defeat Team India at their own den. But now comes an inclusion, Orko. Your KKR fast bowler Harshid Rana has been added to the side for the third test. We saw Washington Sundar was done the same in the second test. Straight away went to the playing 11. Do you think the same will happen at the Wankhede Stadium?
Well, it could. I mean, I'm happy that he's included firstly because he's a player who brings a lot of depth into the team because he even bats a bit. He's fresh for half century against Assam in the Ranji and also a 5 wicket haul. So I do believe that he can add what this team needs. That's a bit more batting and also you can say someone who bowls very disciplined lines and lengths. So certainly he'll be an addition, which for the future also is a good thing. Apart from trying him out now, I mean, not trying to unleash him directly in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Giving him a test now is a pretty good option, I would say.
Absolutely. We will see that because it's a very important game. No matter we have lost the series, but the World Test Championship fight still is there. We have to win 3 games for now at Australia, and we have to win the third test at Wankhede Stadium. Rohan, once again, it was individual brilliance, as Gurpalji mentioned. In 2021 at the Wankhede Stadium, Jian was present at the stadium. It was Ajaz Patel who picked up 14 wickets for 225 runs at the Wankhede Stadium. And now you have Mitchell Santner at Pune, 13 wickets for 157. Was Mitchell Santner out of syllabus in the second test run?
Maybe not quite, because I think he has done a pretty good job at CSK also, where the wickets does help in Chennai. I think that kind of experience he brought into this game in Pune, and his discipline was pretty good. But unfortunately, the Indian batsmen weren't proactive, weren't going after him to unsettle him or anything. They just allowed him to bowl at the same spot. I think unless someone like a Jaiswal was treating him pretty much the way kind of spinner should be treated, I think others fell into a trap of being too
Very
defensive
defensive, yeah.
yeah. Basically they were uncluttered. I felt there was no freedom, or very hesitant. That's what I felt. Someone like Sarfraz, who's a very good player, he was also poking, and he got a couple of chances there as well. So that's not the way you play with the confidence against a bowler like Santner. I think unless the Indian batters go after these guys, make them come out of their comfort zone, I think it will be the same story again, because Wankhede also has that pitch as red soil and get some good
Yeah.
bounce there, and we don't want the same story to repeat unless we are proactive and bit more different in our planning. We don't want to see the repeat of Pune again, man.
Absolutely. And did the second test go away from our grasp in the run out of Rishabh Pant?
I think that was waiting to happen, right? 2, 3 times it happened with Virat, and finally, I think we saw in the Bangladesh series as well a couple of chances these guys had. I think maybe some communication gap, or maybe too eager to rotate a strike. But I think that's one thing which is an area for Indian players to work upon: rotation of strike. We saw someone like Gill was getting troubled by Santner, and he kept playing him over after over.
Yeah.
If he just took a single thing, Jaiswal was handling him well. I think it's also a bit of partnership where somebody is doing well against a particular bowler, you ease it to the other guy as well, so that the partnership develops, and you kind of get that phase through where you can be much more comfortable and score later. I think these kind of small things, areas to improve for this young batting unit.
So are you going back to the brilliance of the Sydney cricket ground where Hanuma Vihari and Ravichandran Ashwin did the same at one end
that,
each?
that kind of technique and temperaments is lost nowadays, Pritham. Everyone's in this T20 mode. Unless they know what the
Absolutely.
test match, I think Gambhir said it right. We have batsmen who can bat 2 days. I think I want to see that 2 days template back now. Someone like a Pujara is being missed, I know, but some bit of Pujara is required in this set of six batters at least.
Absolutely, and that's what I wanted to ask the next question, to be honest. And I come to Gian first of all. Gian, we know the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the squad has been announced already. But talk us through this a little bit of inexperienced middle order. I want to come into occasion, and what are your thoughts? Will this inexperienced middle order? Are you backing this middle order to go into a mega stage at the Border Gavaskar Trophy and survive?
The one player I really miss, like what Rohan mentioned, like a player like Cheteshwar Pujara, I really miss in the middle order is Hanuma Vihari. We need a player like Hanuma Vihari who can literally bat. He's a batter. He can bat all 3 days or 4 days. Trust me, without, and he can score 50 or so 250 or 300 balls, that he can maybe save a test match or something. We need a player like him in that middle order who can hang around. Even if wickets keep tumbling, he can hang around. So it gives a confidence to the batter at the opposite, and also who can play risky shots because he'll know that this guy's there. He'll hang on. Let me take my chances. But yeah,
Okay,
I
so
think
you said about Hanuma Vihari. I thought you would go for Ajinkya Rahane, to be honest.
no. See, the thing is, Hanuma Vihari, if you remember, he had a very crucial role to play in that MCG test, in the Boxing Day test. And, he, along with, I think, Ravichandran Ashwin, they took a lot of blows. And,
It
they
was the
literally
Sydney
saved
test,
that.
to be
They
honest.
literally
But
saved the
yes.
test match. I mean, you need those kind of players, who can literally play test cricket, not aggressive cricket over here. Gaba was a total different situation where, Rishabh Pant had to switch gears and he knew there were not much wickets left. So he had to go and, he knew the target was in reach, so he had to take his chances and he go and he knew he also had batting with him. So it's all about upon the approach. And this is Test cricket in Australia. It is going to be a big task for these kind of players. I mean, it is a big chance because I think we know what Gautam Gambhir is a kind of a coach, who believes to take youngsters, more of youngsters, in inexperienced players. You never know because if you remember 2020-21, the Border Gavaskar Trophy,
Yeah.
we last time we won over there. So we had this kind of an inexperienced squad, making Natarajan into the 11. Washington Sundar made his debut. Shardul Thakur was into that 11, who eventually because of his and Washington Sundar's that crucial partnership, which led us closer to
Yeah.
Australia's total. So I think I see. I'm not saying it is going to be a very uphill task, but I'm saying these players are capable because of good domestic performances. But I still have few question marks in the likes of KL Rahul, Sarfaraz Khan. In fact, I really don't think that a player like Sarfaraz Khan, put him into the 11 straight on those kind of Australian pitches, which are going to be super fast and bouncy. Because
Mind you, the
it is
first
not
test is at
going to be
Perth.
easy to face Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood. And especially at especially at MCG or a pitch like Gabba, or even for that matter the pink ball test in Adelaide. So I think it's going to be
And
an
we
uphill
start
task. And
proceedings at Perth. You cannot forget Waka and its pace and bounce. We'll come to the Border Gavaskar Trophy and the squad analysis someday later, but our focus shifts back to Wankhede Stadium and the third test. Paji, it's a red soil pitch, 100% about that. A little bit of grass covering is there, what I'm hearing according to reports for the first test and from the day to expected turn. What are you doing if you're given the captain's hat?
So I guess at Wankhede, if you happen to lose the toss as well, that's not a major issue because the morning session will help the seamers, and in the evening session there will be a reverse swing. There's a breeze going on, and mostly what we have seen is a history of Wankhede. 6 to 7 wickets falls after tea session. So when winning or losing toss, that's not a major issue because it's a good wicket supporting type. Batsmen can play their shots. They can it's a small ground as well. So you have to be very good with your pulls and square cuts and drives over here. So interesting to see what will be your team combination. Will you go with three seamers or will you go with two spinners, three seamers, or three spinners, two seamers? Because
Yeah.
this pitch will definitely help the fast bowler as well. I guess New Zealand will definitely go with the three spinners, three seamers, and with the Harshit Rana has been drafted into a square. so I may see him playing as well. So
Okay, so you,
I
you
will.
are hoping for a debut in the third and final test on a must-win game for India, no matter they lost the series. But similarly, Deepu, how do you fight back? Because your shoulders will be down, 2-0 down in the series, but still have to pick yourselves up to make it to the World Test Championship final. You cannot give up. And at the stadium where it's a home ground for the Indian captain, what are your thoughts moving into Wankhede Stadium? Because it has always been a happy hunting ground for Team India.
Simply they have to play for their pride because you can lose a test series but you can't get whitewashed at home because we have a long cricketing history and a rich cricketing history, and to be honest we cannot afford to get whitewashed by Kiwis. Yes, they played really well, but this is not that Kiwi side that can dominate us all the time, to be honest, and most of us will agree with it. So yeah, just play for pride, get this win, and just jet off to Australia with some confidence. And because it's at Mumbai, we don't know whether these guys will be playing again at this venue or not. That is to be seen as well for Rohit or for Virat as well, because they are on that wrong side of 30. So just
Absolutely.
take this opportunity to the fullest because we hardly get to see matches at Mumbai or Delhi or any other big venue. So it's important that just play our heart out, just bulldoze these Kiwis, and get that monkey off, finish it with 2-1. We'll be fine with it, and just play for pride.
So it was yesterday, it was 2-1-2 to the India women's team who won the ODI series. We're expecting 2-1, at least one to Team India, the
Yeah.
men's finishing off the test series. Fair enough. Orko, coming to you now, moving into the players to watch out for now. Three each, as I always have been for India and New Zealand. For India, I think I'll go with Yashasvi Jaiswal once again because he has been rock solid in the top of the order. I think he has to perform, and he has been creating the balance between the Indian middle order and the top order. Yashasvi Jaiswal, my number one, always expecting the king to perform, and we always do. Virat Kohli number two, and I think Mohammad Siraj number three.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I would agree with these choices. And I would even say perhaps Sarfaraz would have a good chance if he gets a chance to play because this is familiar conditions for him. He has played in Mumbai all his life. So you might expect him to be a bit more comfortable in this track in front of the same set of bowlers. And I think India should take this test one test at a time because they know that the series is out of hand, but they need the points to get into the final. So I think these are the players who would be key. And if you look at the Wankhede, it's usually a pace-friendly track and also a bucket load of runs can be scored. So certainly the local Mumbai boys like Rohit, Jaiswal, of course King Kohli himself, not a local boy but someone who's not new to Wankhede, and Sarfaraz are the ones I would watch out for.
Okay, so you have given your four picks rather instead of three. Fair enough. Going to the Kiwis now, Gurpalji. And here are my three players to watch out for. Devon Conway, cannot take away Rachin Ravindra as well at number two. And I'll go with Matt Henry as the third player to watch out for. What are your picks?
For New Zealand, you asking. So I will go with Saudi, Rachin Ravindra, and Tom Latham.
Okay, so you have given your three different picks, and Rohan has appreciated, to be honest, with a smile on his face. Rohan, any intervenes for that?
No, because Tom Latham, I think, as captain, also has done a fabulous job. And even that second innings in Pune was looking the old Tom Latham who has always
Yeah.
haunted India in the past. I think he's coming to his own. Tom Latham, kind of a pitch that we get at Wankhede. I think he'll enjoy the pace and bounce rather than the spin early on, like in Pune and stuff like that. So I think Latham will also be a crucial guy as being a captain. I think he'll be a one to watch out for the Kiwis.
Okay, so you have given your say. You have given the New Zealand captain has to play a key role in the final test as well. He's the only captain who is leading his team to a series victory at Indian soil as well. Moving on to the predicted playing 11 time now, starting with the visitors who lead the series 2-0. Here is my predicted playing 11 for New Zealand. Tom Latham, Devon Conway, Will Young, Rachin Ravindra, Daryl Mitchell, Tom Blundell, the wicketkeeper, Glenn Phillips, Mitchell Santner, Tim Southee, Matt Henry, and William Oruke. Starting with Deepu, the man who created heroics at the Wankhede Stadium, Ajaz Patel. Unfortunately, I dropped him from the 11 because of the conditions.
See, I mean, I was surprised to see his name being not there in that list. But what he has done in the series, he hasn't done much in the series, to be honest. Santner doing it in the second test,
Yeah.
and the Pacers, running havoc at Bengaluru. So it was on expected lines. But there is also kind of news that that Henry had a niggle. So if he has recovered from it or not, that is to be seen. If he hasn't, then definitely they'll play Ajaz Patel because we know that Mumbai track will start turning from day three,
Yeah.
from the second session itself, being the Reds also. The Kiwis might be tempted to actually bring in Ajaz Patel and just ensure that Henry rests up because they also have a home series against England later in the year. So yeah, I feel it will be Henry coming up with Saudi and Oroke being the two pacers along with Daryl Mitchell being an option.
Okay, so you're saying Matt Henry should be the priority, but in case he suffers with a niggle, then
Yeah.
Ujaz Patel straight swap in the predicted playing 11. Fair enough. Moving to the Indian playing 11 now, and a lot of debates will come into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Here is my predicted playing 11. Rohit Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, the openers, Shuman Gill at number 3, Virat Kohli at number 4, Rishabh Pant, the wicketkeeper at number 5, KL Rahul, I want experience at number 6, Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin, Washington Sundar, Jasprit Bumrah, and Mohammad Siraj are the two paces for me. Starting with Orko, what are your thoughts? Experience required. I've dropped Sarfraz Khan, unfortunately, and given KL Rahul an opportunity. No happy faces in the center of the screen from Jihan. Similarly, Mohammad Siraj for Akasdeep.
Well, I think backing Sarfaraz for one more game would make a bit more sense because as I previously said, that it is a track that he knows well. So perhaps give him one more go at this particular track, and you can obviously think about Rahul in overseas conditions like the Border Gavaskar Trophy and all, because he's obviously in the squad. So I think they can look at him as a tactical inclusion back. I mean, coming up with the Border Gavaskar Trophy, but for now, I think they should stick to Sarfaraz and Siraj. Given his record in the Wankhede, I think would be someone they'll bring in, and maybe they may bring in place of Akashdeep himself, or will they go with an extra seamer? That is something that needs to be seen.
Similarly, no chance for Akshar Patel in the side as well.
I don't think so because I think they will continue backing Jadeja for now. I know it's sad, and it's also that he has missed out in the Border Gavaskar Trophy squad as well. But of course, we'll talk about it later. But currently, I think they will continue backing Jadeja in this particular venue, and also keeping in mind that they need to avoid the whitewash. I don't think they would want to tinker too much.
Okay, same question to Rohan, you as well. You said, Orko said rather, that the home coming boy, Sarfraz Khan, the local lad, knows the Wankhede Stadium so much. Are you backing him as well?
Yeah, I would go him because I think even in Bangalore, when the pitch is similar to Wankhede, I think he did pretty well. So I think one more go, I think he deserves because of familiarity to conditions at Wankhede, definitely. And Akshar, I think what they may be thinking is going to South Africa for the T20s, give him some game time so that he's ready in case required for the later on test at the BGT. I think that's what will be the plan with Akshar. Jaddu, I think high time he slightly steps up and he looked good in that
Absolutely.
second innings in Pune. I think Sir Jadeja magic is required, man. Enough of this Kiwis bashing us all over. Let our Ash and Jaddu maybe one more time, maybe a final time, whatever. I don't show.
Maybe, yeah.
Let's have fun, man, at Wankhede and show why we were number one at least.
Absolutely. Never doubt the Wankhede Stadium and the crowd and the chants because Jihan will be present there. Jihan, similarly to you, three spinners, two pacers should be the go-to thing for India.
Yes, we shouldn't have too much experiment. I mean, final home game of the season, and also the final. It could be the final home game for many of our legends, like Rohit, Virat. So just like Rohan said, that we should just go out and enjoy ourselves, and just show New Zealand that this is our Mumbai Wankhede is our core stadium, and it is not going to be easy to win, and we should wrap them off and send them off with a big loss. That is what according to me, and not but I would, if you personally ask me, I would. It is a very harsh call, but I would want Akshar Patel to play in that 11.
Okay, you won, but yes, that is difficult. As Rohan mentioned in the second innings at Pune, Jaddu got much needed run. So that might just give him a little bit of more confidence.
Definitely.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The predicted playing 11 is done and dusted. Now comes the initial part, the predictions time now. India versus New Zealand. Final test. India trailing 2-0. Starting with Deepu. One word answer. 2-1 or 3-0?
Oh, 2-1, 100%. No doubts about it. We are not losing 3-0. That's for sure. 2-1.
100%
Yep.
2-1. Not having a whitewash. Rohan, to you.
Yeah, man, 2-1. I think that's what the fans require. I think we don't want to go 3-0 into the BGT. I think that will be like losing before entering the series itself. So I think we need a confidence booster, and it's high time we get that one game at a time. As Paji said, one step at a time. Let's win this test and focus on for the coming games ahead.
Okay, Paji, for you. 2-1 as well.
2-1, and I will bring in Harshit Rana and Akshay Patel. Akshay Patel mainly because of the bounce he will get on the Wankhede wicket. He may get a bounce on Wankhede wicket with his height,
So you're saying
and he's a better
Harshit
batsman.
Rana debut, Akshar Patel for Jadeja?
Yes. I will
Okay,
I will
that's
give Jadeja a break.
Two bold calls. You're saying you're giving Jadeja a break on a
Become-
game where
Nobody gets a break. It's an eagle.
Okay, that's a very fair point. So 2-1 and quite a few couple of bold changes from Gurpalji. Orko, for you, anything different you're expecting?
Absolutely not. I think we are going to win this test and, in a winning note, enter the Border Gavaskar Trophy. I don't want to talk about margins because previously we thought of an innings win, but ultimately we didn't. So I don't want to talk about margins, but I just hope that we get past the finish line.
Get past the finish line. 2-1 for you as well. Finally, Jihan, you will be visiting it at the stadium in front of your eyes. What are your expectations? 2-1.
Yeah, obviously that. going to be watching the test match for the first time ever. I mean, technically with this team, it is going to be the first time at this venue. So it is my favorite format. Obviously, 2-1 definitely. It just goes without saying. I don't want the team to lose in front of my eyes, and I just expect a fighting performance. And as I just said minutes back, that I just want us to tell New Zealand that this is our yard. I mean, y'all have come, y'all have won the series, okay, but now it is our time to show that we are kings of home, and because it is not going, it is all, I would not say impossible, but it is almost impossible to break such kind of home records, like going unbeaten for 12 years, having a win ratio over 75%. So I think it is going to take an uphill task for any kind of team. Even a team like Australia couldn't handle such home defeat. So home. So yeah, I think we should just go and enjoy ourselves.
Enjoy yourselves. Good luck to you as well at the stadium as well. And similarly, 2-1 from all the 5 guests. We will see that. They have given their predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, you also give your predictions in the comment section as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. 1st November, India versus New Zealand. 3rd test all the way from the iconic Wankhede Stadium. Sit back and enjoy. Till then, thank you so much and bye-bye.